Welcome in, everyone. How's it going? We've got some NECC Valorant, Mississippi State versus the University of Tennessee, Chattanooga. I'm Dancing Buffalo here with Ben, Artemis. Artemis, how's it going, man? It's been a while. This is our first Valorant cast of the new semester.
Yes, yes, dude. I'm super excited to be on the mic again with my Egg Bowl MC for 2025. Absolutely killed it that day. We are going to be viewing a game that was in the Egg Bowl as well, so a little nostalgic. First of all, I want to thank everybody a part of the broadcast team today. We've got a very stacked broadcast today. We've got Jacob, who's the stream director. He's going to be manning the OBS scenes. We've got Nathan Nietzsche and also Towery, also known as Buntley, on the observers. So we've got really good third person and first person observers. We should be able to get all the action, and not only the action, but also the secret tactic bears on screen.
Yeah, I know. I know that I personally enjoy finding all the hidden tact bears, and they're going to be out and about in the map pool today. It is going to be a best of three here. We're getting really close to playoff season here in the spring semester of the NECC. And in this best of three, map one is going to be one of the newer maps to Valorant. They're taking it to Abyss. So when you think about Abyss, a lot of that is going to be on that attack side decision making of how you want to approach those sides. You have a very vast mid and just middle control and opportunities in mid on that map. Once we get through with Abyss, map two is going to be Pearl, so a game that's been or a map that's been in the game, excuse me, for a little while longer, for a few years. And for map one and map two, Mississippi State is going to be starting on that attack side. And then if we reach that map three, if we split map one and two and we get map three, we're going all the way back to the beta with Bind. The map has been in the game since the inception of Valorant all the way back in 2020. And if we do go the distance, Mississippi State is going to be starting on defense for the deciding map. But first things first, we're going to be taking it to Abyss. And I've heard that we've got some different roles and some roster moves from this Mississippi State roster.
Absolutely. I'm really excited to see this new roster in play. The last time you saw them, um, we did have a different roster, only by one though. So we've gotten one role change. Unfortunately, Pleb Lord, the Sentinel player, stepped down from Valorant Maroon, not because of his merits. He was an amazing Sentinel player, but he's taken time to refocus and focus on his major, which is very commendable. Um, we've got I'll just go through it really quickly. So we still have Dubes, Will, the team captain, on the secondary duelist, and he also flexes. So you're gonna still see him on that Yorio from time to time. And then Mika-chan, as always, that this is the constant player of the team. He's that neon entry. He does play Viper. He'll swap off to it on some maps, such as Bind, that we are going to be seeing if it goes to a third map. That would be pretty exciting. And he's also the Odin player. So super exciting stuff. We've got Rain, who's going to be the macro caller, going to be doing those play by plays. I'm gonna let Bailey talk about the last two players, Jalen and Bunga, because I'm going to do some setting changes in the lobby so that we can get going.
Absolutely. As he said, Jalen on last year's team that ended up placing second in the playoffs for their NECC division. Going to be a little bit of a flex. We saw them a lot on Astra in the last semester. It's going to be moving to more of an initiator and controller role. So Jalen really filling out wherever needed in the team. And then Bunga, the replacement on this roster from Pleblord last semester. Pleblord holding down on that cipher in the majority of the matches that we saw played. Bunga bringing a different role in. Going to be playing a lot of scan initiator, some initiating and flashes are what you're going to be seeing out of Bunga. And that, as you said, it's kind of jostled the roles around. Rain, we saw a lot on the initiator last semester. He's going to be playing more of that sentinel role, hanging back a little bit more, being more of a shot caller from a macro sense. And then Dubes and Mika-chan obviously going to be on those fragging roles that we love to see. But the thing is, when it comes to this Mississippi State roster, everyone has that frag potential. That is why we love watching this Mississippi State team year in and year out, and every semester over the past few years, no matter what players are on the roster and in the server. everyone has the ability and the opportunity to pop off and take advantage of those opportunities, whether they're up a man advantage, down a man advantage, up in the round count, or below. But I'm excited. I can't wait to get in. Like I said, it's been a minute since we've had some Valorant on stream here. The last time we saw it was in the finals of last semester, where unfortunately Mississippi State did fall to Eagles varsity, that Embry Riddle Aeronautical University. But this past Monday, Mississippi State got the revenge match and was able to win against them. So they were 3-0 last semester in the finals, ending their undefeated run, but took the win in the regular season this semester. So Mississippi State riding high off that revenge match, looking very confident as they come into the match today.
Well said, well said. And as we get into the actual character selection itself, we've got some really interesting picks on the side of UT Chattanooga. Now, one character that is the elephant in the room that I must address, Sage. Sage, as a matter of fact, on Abyss. Super interesting character, especially playing Abyss. Abyss is a really, really open map. So usually if you're running single Sentinel, you're going to want to either, if you are going to be running a Sentinel and not running what MSU is running, which is sort of that pseudo Sentinel from Astra, you're going to want sort of some hard control from that agent. So we're talking like Vice is really good for stalling. We've got Deadlock has been seeing a lot of utilization. Cypher is always a very solid choice to back up on. But Sage, really interesting. I'm gonna expect this defense to take a lot of space on defense, because they can't just huddle up and depend on the Sage to defend herself. So this map is a lot of give and take. And as somebody who's actually a sub for Maroon team, I've gotten some experience watching them and also playing with them. I got to play with them yesterday, and MSU Esports knows how to handle Abyss. We went through quite a few different scenarios when it came to sorry, we had a lot of practice, excuse me, yesterday. We learned to mix it up a little bit, break the mid catwalk door into vent, which allows for a lot of great mix-ups, especially in the mid round. We can keep somebody lurking through mid. A lot of that time, that's going to be Will. But as we get into this first round, it looks like it's going to be heavily on to the A site, and we're going to see some aggression from Teo and Waylay on the defense.
Yeah, Mississippi State never shying away, and we see Bunga, the new player on the roster, getting 2 headshots off the Classic. And one thing I wasn't able to mention before the sparks and bullets started flying, that it looks like UT Chat actually had Sage playing B by themselves. We'll have to see if that's just a pistol strat or if that's something to look at moving forward. But Rain taking those long shots, playing the Brimstone with the smokes, not finding anything. A little bit of chip damage. Bunga, however, is on for the ace so far. Give him 3 and the plant. Do see Sage with that heal onto Papa Tui to get them healed back up and healthy in the 2v5 retake that's going to be needed here for this UT Chat defense. Mississippi State, they had done their own scouting. They had seen that UT Chat likes to take things a little slower on the defensive side of things. So maybe trying to ramp up that aggression and try to pace of play, see what they can do. The crossfire from Mikachan there, able to save Bunga. No longer on for the ace, but still 3K on the pistol is plenty of money in the hands of Mississippi State. A flawless pistol to start this round in map 1.
That is what we like to see from MSU Esports. As you can tell, got some early picks. The early aggression from UT Chattanooga onto the A site did not end up well. Off of this first round, MSU Esports saw the team. They expected to see some aggression because you can't just huddle up as a Sage player. They got picked off. They got 2 picks early. MSU Esports did, and then UT Chattanooga was forced to try and find some picks mid. But MSU Esports read it. People at UT Chattanooga got a little bit aggressive, and MSU Esports was able to exploit that. So very good first round. We've got some really strong weapons going into this bye round. So if all things go well, MSU Esports is going to have another convincing second round.
See the execute come through off the brim smokes, able to walk out onto that A site for free. Be a full retake on the pistols for UT Chat, but the sheriff from Dubes, one headshot takes down Papa Tui. And now a stall coming through for the rest of UT Chat. They're staying grouped up and work their way all the way around to the site. Mississippi State playing slow,
Very nice.
knowing that they still have the opportunity, and all the kills once again coming through for Mississippi State. The upgraded weaponry. So a couple of those kills just came off a sheriff. We do see the outlaw and the bulldog ringing true for a second flawless, and that is going to put Mississippi State in a great setup economically. 2 flawless, 2 bomb plants, and 2 round wins to start this one.
Yeah, there's not much that you can do as UT Chattanooga. You're on your pistol round, you're on your save round, excuse me, and to get off of site and play the full retake with 5 members was the correct decision. We saw a lot of one-on-ones and encounters in MSU Esports. Just having the better weapons served to be the reason why they won that round. So, B, very heavy B side. What we're seeing right now is a pattern of just the heavily putting 4 members from UT Chattanooga onto the B site and then leaving Sage to stall with those slow orbs and the wall if it ends up being the other site. So very heavily dependent on rush plays from MSU Esports for it to be an effective defense. But if they slow it down like Will is doing, or like MSU Esports is doing, Will is in an incredible position, and it looks like Slip, I don't know if that's how you say it, is actually aware of it. And I'll let you cover the rest of this round as we're going to get into the take round as this stage wall is getting broken and rotates are coming over.
Yeah, whether it was an audio cue or just wanting to slow things down, knowing that UT Chat has the full buy in this round 3, like that Sage Wall is one of, if not the biggest piece of utility that the character has, that the agent has. So couldn't quite get the wall broken there. Dude's trying to make a play all on his own with the use of the clone and the flash. Not able to make it happen, however. Mikachan being the entry, still holding on to that outlaw, only had 2 shots with the first, but does get immediately traded. That's going to open up the site for that plant. At least initially, Tejo, being the COD kill streak agent, able to utilize a lot of that utility just to stall. That's Mike plant. Mike does go down, but Dubes goes down as well. Rain, good with the follow-up. That's 2 shots left. Now Slip having to invest that heal into themselves and is making it worth. It's a 2v1, and all Jalen has is the pistol. Able to get 1, however. Only 1 left. Slip already had the heal on cooldown, but 22 HP was enough. Loses 4 allies, but is going to get a couple of kills and the defuse as well. No resurrection online yet, but UT Chat does get the first round of the half.
In terms of bonus rounds, you can't really complain about taking 4 guns away from the opposing side with just leftovers of guns. So MSU Esports had a really, really good bonus round. It looks like we are going to see a force, pretty much. It looks like some players are a little bit conflicted on whether they're doing that or not. But UT Chattanooga having some pretty strong weapons, even though they just lost a lot of guns. But MSU Esports, on the other hand, very posh buy. We've got 4 rifles and, of course, the Odin in the hands of Mikachan now. So 4-man and 4-1 split for the side of MSU Esports. And Jalen holding that space, making sure that MSU Esports can come back to it if the take doesn't come out right.
Holding the space, but when playing Astro, you still can have an impact in the round, being able to place those stars anywhere on the map in that Astro form. But
Absolutely.
Behind those brim smokes, it looks like UT Chat can give up the site yet again, go for the full retake. Obviously hearing all of the ammunition being dumped through those smokes to secure that plant from Mississippi State. Now, the counter is going to come through, but Dubes with the opener onto King Bao. Now, Mikachan able to get 1, and it looks like the movement speed of Neon is going to outpace the slow orb from Sage. I have to see how that crowd control battle comes through for the rest.
Ooh.
of this match, but the stage wall coming through, they're not going to break it in time. They do get it broken. Alpha tried to stick it, but not in time. The kills come through from Mississippi State. They were able to back off of site. They withstood the Hunter's Fury, invested their own Hunter's Fury. And when a couple of ults dumped into that round, Mississippi State ends up coming out on top.
Right, and honestly, so early into this half, it's not a bad thing to invest some pretty hefty ults. Even if it's not the most opportune time to use it, you still have plenty of time within the half to build up that ult. I mean, just in 4 rounds, Bunga, with the plants, was able to get that Sova ult online. So pretty good usage of the ult. Looks like we're going to see a 5-man B hit, as it seems like MSU Esports has found out that UT Chattanooga's main defense or game plan is full retakes. We've got so much stall util and so much good retake util for the side of UT Chattanooga. And I can list all of those off after this round. Looks like very hectic round though.
Yeah, Duke's investing the Yoru ultimate, just getting a lot of the information. They're able to find the one player that was stuck out on site, hiding from that recon arrow. And off of the just difference in the economy investment into that round, they were able to rush down through the pistols. No players go down yet again. So that is just less investment needed in more weaponry. And the economy continues to grow for Mississippi State.
In all honesty, we might see a timeout come on for UT Chattanooga soon. I mean, this is another buy round for them. So it would have been pretty normal to see a timeout be placed here before that round started so that they can plan out their attack better. But Mika-chan gets out with his life. And it looks like a rotate is going over to the B side as 3 players have committed to 3 players on the side of UT Chattanooga committed to fighting that A presence. Got some really good info and is about to take this site against 2 of UT's own.
We're just seeing a lot of utility invested from UT Chat just to keep people from Dude, definitely gonna want to have that one back. We also see the Brimstone ultimate utilized and killed, trading back and forth. This 3-3 here as the spike does go down. Even numbers left alive. The Rolling Thunder invested as well. Rain immediately sets down Gree from that mid position.
Oh, look at this
numbers
timing.
Advantage for Mississippi State. Jalen not able to initially find the shots, but does eventually take down the Waylay and King Bao, and then Rain, right place, right time, right crosshair placement. A 3K on the round for that Brimstone to get that that many more ult orbs, or excuse me, ult charges towards that ultimate again.
MSU Esports is pretty much flowing like water right now. It's kind of hard to not glaze them in this moment as the president, but I'm gonna try to withhold myself. But from what I'm seeing from the side of MSU Esports, they're very fluid. They're willing to ebb and flow based off of info. Because of MSU Esports just having dominance of the map and knowing like UT Chattanooga is like letting them know exactly where they are because they're trying to fight for that space. It also obviously tells them where they're defending from. So MSU Esports just dominating in terms of the map control for Abyss, and it's really awesome to see.
Yet again, we see that UT Chat, because they forced in, they full balled into that last round. Once again, we see the stinger here from Selfa and just the lack of just equipment available. As we see the close range weaponry, the stinger and Bucky, along with the classic, good for a couple, the rifle grabbed by Gree, and now a 1v1 here in the post plant. One of the Astra stars has been hit. Close enough to hear the sound cue, but pros never fake, and sometimes you don't get the defuse if you choose to stick it. Agree. Not sure where Asher was in the time. Had to make a guess in one of three places that Jalen could have been. Guessed incorrectly and does go down there. Sixth round out of seven for Mississippi State. And it really looks like Mississippi State has some excellent players and especially in mechanical skill, but I also think it could be leaning towards just a comp diff
Yeah.
of just the agents that were selected by UT Chat.
Yeah. I do want to point out, I did talk about this a little bit earlier, but breaking those doors into a vent definitely was the reason why Jalen was able to win that round convincingly. So the mix-up of not knowing where Asher is terrifying in a 1v1 because Will Dubes has conditioned UT Chattanooga to break that door into vents. He has no idea where Asher could be, and the fact that they've planned this out and conditioning is a really good way to, you know, even if you are not there, just even the threat that they could be there is scary, and it takes up time. So I'm glad that they're utilizing that false information and yeah.
As we see, the battle was taken from B-Link out onto site. Spike has gone down. The stage wall was invested, but this kill still coming through from Mississippi State. Mika-chan does fall, but not before taking down one of their own. I think that Leon is an easy character to play because you see the way Mika-chan plays the agent. I promise they do it better than most. Like, it's not as easy to just sprint around corners and take those shots, but as we say that, Papa Tui is good for 4 all round, and the defense comes through for UT Chat and picks up a second in the first half.
Yeah, honestly, pretty much what we saw there was an aim div. Papa Tui absolutely popped off, had some really good aim there, got 4 for his team, and MSU Esports has just went down. I mean, the ideas were good there. I like that MSU Esports is playing off of site. Granted that, in all honesty, UT Chattanooga has 4 agents that have incredible retake ults, pretty much full site control ults. And MSU Esports realizes that they're playing out of the area where that ult would be, and that's why the brutal didn't stun anybody. So I love the ideas. I love the team comp adjustments. This is exactly what I want to see from MSU Esports. So unfortunately, just lost to aim, but it looks like MSU Esports isn't gonna lose to aim this round.
Yeah, and one thing we saw from Dubes there that I really liked is he popped the dimensional drift, which is an information admirable. First, Papa Tui takes down 2. Try to back into it, but Dude's good for 3 on the round. Just about saying, immediately sees a defender, and instead of chasing through with the live pings, immediately cancels the ult to get multiple people shooting through that smoke. And through the spam, they're able to take down multiple agents from UT Chattanooga. That just leads to that main advantage as the spike's going down. And then UT Chat, just you have to make a decision there. You're disjointed, you don't have numbers, and you're already being pressured close to site.
Yeah, I'm really glad you brought that up because Will Dubes, the Yoru player, has been learning a lot of how to mix up effectively. He's actually been taught by Bo to actually swap up when he shoots his TP out, so that, you know, they don't learn pattern recognition off of those TPs. Because you can, if you do time it right, you can catch Yorus off guard because that TP does expire eventually. So Yoru, the perfect mix-up character. What a better way to play him than learn mix-ups themselves. What a angle.
Sneaking around behind, but Jalen is expecting it. Always watching the flank. Mika-chan yet again running around with a light machine gun. Neon's upper body workout routine must be insane. Gets 3 on the round, and after 10 rounds of play, Mississippi State finds himself ahead with an 8-2 scoreline.
Yeah, this is very, very good for the prospects of MSU Esports. Not to count UT Chattanooga out just yet. They've got a very strong set of characters for the attack half. especially for stall. I mean, you've got, like I said earlier, if it's a good ult for retaking a site, it's also a good ult for holding a site. Bunga with the early commit to the ult, for some reason, Dree is holding his Utilao instead of trying to dodge the Hunter's Fury and gets taken down from Bunga. So 4-4 even numbers on the side, but is in terms of control, MSU Sports still has it. We've got Jalen still holding that B space, watching the watching the lurk up, preventing that space from being taken, and giving MSU Esports plenty of options for swapping up. And it looks like we're seeing some walking towards mid, and UT Chattanooga has left mid quite open as that Sage is rotating through mid, or rotating through spawn, excuse me. So something to also be aware about. It looks like that door breaking has given a sound cue to UT Chattanooga that they might be coming A. So they're anchoring on A right now. And Waffles, I'm gonna say Waffles because it's self-fall, it's reverse, but he is forced to fend for himself, and he's also found out. This gonna be really hard for him to get out. He does find 1 and 2 of his own. Very nice from Waffles.
Able to get to and get out. Great play there from Reed.
Wow.
Papatui, Brim, and Breach. You can't convince me they're not brothers, but they're able to take down another. Spike did take down Jalen. Good for 1. Can't quite find that spray transfer with the Phantom. That's a 3rd round for UT Chattanooga going into the last round of the first half here. They have a little bit of money they're able to invest in, so they should be able to scramble some rifles together for the last one. But for Mississippi State, 2 ultimates are online that could be the factor in this first half.
Yeah, we also see Rain on the operator for the last half. I'm not sure where he's placing himself for this, but it looks like he's going to be watching A for the A lurk up, potentially, or maybe going mid catwalk. I believe he's going to be watching A main for the walk up because they've done that previously. And it looks like a fake from the side of MSU Esports from Mika-chan with that wall, and the Astra ult is sending all. I mean, if we look at the map right now, Jacob, if you don't mind just pressing M really quick, let's look at this absolute fake. And it looks like the call was placed, that they figured it out. It was a trap. It looks like that Teo drone, that Teo crab, found out that their ploy. And look at where Mika-chan is. This positioning is insane.
Yeah, the big break is coming through from Mississippi State, but we do see some pixel perfect aim there from Dubes. Jalen able to take down Slip. That takes out the res for this last half here. In a battle of the Odins, Mika-chan's gonna take that one. But spraying through the smoke, Papatui finds one. It's evened up at 2 players apiece here. Mika-chan not expecting Waffles to be playing close. The spray from Rain, able to take him off right as the molly pops. He had gotten it to half, but it's not enough. The molly from Rain. The molly wasn't going to pop in time for the first, but able to spray through to get the first kill, allows the molly to spread, and it takes down the last member of UT Chat as the spike ticks down. That's a 9-3 first half. Mississippi State up.
Yeah, Bailey, I don't know if you've seen those clips online where a basketball player accidentally completely sends it half court, not even half court, full court shots and makes it in, but gets yelled out by his coach. I wouldn't be surprised if in the next timeout, if it happens, Bo is saying that to Will. There's absolutely no reason that Will Dubes needed to push out, especially since Spike wasn't pinged yet. Just giving up numbers is not something that it is not good. So it didn't need to be as close as it was, but Rain is so dependable that he clutched it out.
Dukes TP's into 3 in the pistol here. Mississippi State still evened up at 3 players apiece, going to allow that spike to go down, knowing that their members left alive. They are grouped up. Bunga's able to ping 1 off the owl drone. Mika-chan deciding to slow things down, be a little silent. Now going to take those pop shots, has the all three looking their way, however. King Bao's able to get one before being slid on, and as the pistol trades come through, the last player standing is Gree. So that's a spike, plant, and round win for the first round of the second half for UT Chattanooga.
Bailey, did you see that right click from Mika-chan, like dome the person in the back, in the head? I don't know if you saw that, but just got really lucky right click there. Honestly, Will Dubes, not to double dog on him again, but had a TP, but when he got out, the TP was placed way too far up, and by that time, UT Chattanooga already took the side. So, not the best positioning from him, but that's an easy fix, in all honesty.
Mika-chan, knowing he got pinged by the crab, wanted to come out and be a little bit of a bait for the teammate there. Between the pistols, the stingers, and the Bucky. One kill coming through, slip tag down low, has to invest that heal onto themselves as well. Not quite going to get back to full HP, and that's now on a 45-second cooldown. So Dube still playing up close here. Has the TP if needed.
We're seeing
Mika-chan from range, sitting at range.
We're seeing Mika-chan up B, so obviously signs that that UT Chattanooga is just playing a stall play and is gonna re-hit. That is lovely to see. This Tejo Molly's coming out, and it's just pandemonium for the entry.
Rain is good for one off of Dubes, knowing that they were going to get tagged.
Whoa!
Tries to just get some shots with that Bucky close range. Rain, however, good for 3, and you spoke it. Mika-chan took all of the map space to let the teammates know A was the play, and is able to put the exclamation point onto that round. That's 10 rounds for Mississippi State here in map 1.
Yeah, it's very exciting to see MSU Esports work through their problems, especially from yesterday. They scrimmed this map. They had some really good ideas working, and putting them into place the next day, you know, absolutely awesome. It shows that they are learning from their mistakes, and in an environment where the team setting can change from semester to semester, to be able to adapt like this and make changes on the daily is paramount to winning. So I'm really proud of this team. I don't mean to glaze them too hard, but it is a treat to watch them, and I am happy to be commentating their gameplay today. We see a full rotate on the side of B, and UT Chattanooga looking to hit this really hard.
Yeah, but they're in a race against the clock. The Owl drone was invested from Bunga and cleared out A main. Knows that no one is there. Smoke is going to give it away. The one Astra Star in response, but King Bao has already made it out onto site. Spike is going to go down. Mississippi State's going to have to settle for the full retake here. 5v5 retake. The Spike is now the clock that everyone is waiting on. Only one star currently available for Astra. 2 more on the restart. Mika-chan sliding in, able to find one before being stunned out. King Bao on the off angle is able to take down Mika-chan, but the rifles from Mississippi State ringing true. Waffles have gone all the way around. The fake TP stalls long enough for Dubes to set up the shot with the Outlaw. Another round for Mississippi State brings this map 1 ever closer.
Yeah, 4-11. Yeah, 2 more rounds left, and this next round coming up, it's going to be pretty even for the side of for the side of the bye. MSU Esports still saving up that nest egg that they have. They've definitely have the better economy. But you know, not to take UT out of the race just yet. They had a good take. I would argue that MSU Esports doesn't have as good of a retake team comp than UT Chattanooga does. So they're just trying to work the map, maybe play for some flanks. Papatui in spawn just gets caught off guard and finds 2 of his own. This guy's cracked on the aim. This guy's an aimer. He finds 3 on the round.
Yeah, Mississippi State maybe getting a little overzealous here, seeing the round numbers, but a couple, or at least one kill coming through from Mississippi State. Papa Tui, 4 on the round. Mika-chan, a little overzealous, got a little too close. Those audio cues came through.
Yeah.
Mika goes down, Dubes as well, and that's a fifth for UT Chad. They've still got fight left.
Yeah, definitely don't count them out yet. I mean, we're in Division 2 of NECC Valorant. So, I mean, the team difficulty is getting up there. But just to remind y'all, MSU Esports was in Division 3 last semester, and they've gone up, and it seems to me like they've continued in their success. So, it looks like they're exactly where they should be.
See the operator come out from Dudes, able to take down one, retreat away after being linked through, but a second Waffles goes down as well.
What?
A third as well. Dudes still on site, couldn't quite hit the no scope, but Rain coming through with the judge, cleaning things up, and that brings Mississippi State to map point in map 1 here of this best of 3.
Yeah, I'm glad MSU Esports decided to pull out the op. They were actually talking about this, putting Will on an angle, at least, fighting for some space, like A main. Looks like we're not seeing that just right now, but with it looks like they actually didn't pick up the op. Interesting. But when they do play the op, they get the opper on the angle, such as A main, and leave them there. But in a complete different scenario, Will is up and just catches Teo, who accidentally slipped the corner before taking out his crab, and that proved to be lethal for him. UT Chattanooga making some unfortunate mistakes there.
That's the kill, but that's also spike drop. They are able to pick it back up and retreat away. But one thing that we saw Mississippi State really making sure of on their attack side was holding down that mid control. I know we're only a few rounds into the second half, and Mississippi State doing a great job of that on the defensive side, as well as Bunga takes the long way through the orbital strike from Brimstone. Escapes with 10 HP for the rest of this round. But the mid presence still there. The crossfire set up for multiple players, but mid is the name of the game for
No way.
Mississippi State. The crossfire was set up, but not needed, as both players are able to take down their closest opponent. And now it is just Slip left to keep map 1 alive. Excuse me, Slip and Waffle. Slip gets 1, but goes down. Waffle trades as well, and as the last 3 members flood out, that is a fairly clean and convincing map 1 from Mississippi State.
Yeah, I would argue that Abyss is probably in the top 3 or 4 for most comfortable maps for MSU Esports. Remind me again, Bailey, was this our pick or was it UT Chattanooga's?
Not 100% on whose pick it was. I do know coming into today, Mississippi State had only played Abyss once, and they are 1-0 now, 2-0 on this map. This was definitely one of their comfort picks. We were told ahead of time it was probably going to be either Corrode or Abyss, so not necessarily a surprise to see it here. Quick look at the scoreboard. Rain with 23 and Dubes with 19, followed up by Papatu with 18, Mika-chan with 17. And then the rest of the lobby, we have Jalen at 10, the rest under 10. But looks like UT Chat may be ready to just start map 2. All right, looks like Mississippi State, they want to take a quick breather. So while they do, we do as well. Make sure to grab some water, hydrate, get up and stretch, fix that posture. I'm talking to you. I see you. Fix your posture. We'll be back in a couple minutes with map 2 of this best of 3. We've got NECC Valorant. Mississippi State up 1-0. Welcome back, everyone. We try to keep it short, sweet, and to the point there. The players are ready. Once again, I'm Dancing Buffalo here with Artemis Ben. Pretty convincing win from map one for Mississippi State. Why don't you walk us through the high points and what Mississippi State did well?
Absolutely. So on Abyss, like I've said, we've been workshopping this map quite a bit. MSU Esports did a great job of controlling map space on attack. Sent Jalen off of to the opposite site, keeping him safe so that he can send his Astra Stars all the way across the map. And in not dying, he also keeps that space for a potential rotate. MSU Esports, the only gap that they had sometimes was during mid rounds, but UT Chattanooga was playing a retake sided team comp. So it was actually pretty interesting to not see them abuse mid, considering that they're a more retake sided team composition. You would think that they would take space elsewhere that's not site based. But luckily for us, they didn't think of that idea. We're getting into Pearl next, which is one of my favorite maps. I remember it coming out in like 2021, I believe. It might be 2022, but it came out in the summer when Fade originally came out as well, around that time. One of my favorite maps, and I'm happy that it's gotten so much love. It was out of the map pool for like almost a year and a half. And before I send it back to you, I do want to just correct myself. I did say earlier that MSU Esports is in Division 2. This is actually Division 3. We were originally Division 4 last semester, and now we are into Division 3. So they've still moved up. They are still growing and getting better. And my pride for them hasn't changed because of that number.
Now, as we are seeing the agent selection, we're seeing some hovers here. Looks like we're not going to see a Sage, at least not from Slip this time, as they have locked in the Killjoy here. And for Mississippi State, we have quite a few different agents that have been locked in, specifically the Chamber from Rain and the Tejo from Dubes.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting composition we've got going on. We've got that hard Sentinel on Rain because of that variation in mid. Pearl has a lot of mix-up potential in mid. I mean, you've got Connector, which is if you get that space on attack, you basically won the round. Connector, as you may know, very, very close to defender side spawn and is integral for those rotates for the defense. So if you send somebody there, if you keep somebody there and you're able to hold the rotate effectively, the attack and the retake for defense is it crumbles apart. So I'm glad that they're using like a Sentinel that has a hard trip. Rain is going to be on some aggressive angles, but he's able to TP away with that rendezvous. But yeah, it's a great team comp. Obviously, Mika-chan still on that Neon, and Jalen's still on that Astra. We've seen him adopt the Astra a lot more, and he's really good at it. As we saw, he does a really good job on the mix-up side that we saw in Abyss that one round when I forget who it was, but he had no idea where Jalen was. But interesting enough, we've got Dubes on Teo, and I haven't seen him that much on Teo, so it's gonna be interesting to see him play. On the side of UT Chattanooga, really quick, we've got Papatui on that controller again. Astra this time. Astra's a staple in this map. Really, really, really good character. Slip, excuse me, on KJ. So, gonna be mainly hovering around that mid area to control it. So good on them for controlling that mid space. And some early contact from MSU Esports. Yeah, interesting where they are. We've got Teo still holding that A main space, and the rest of MSU Esports looks to be rotating. And UT Chattanooga reads it effectively and has 3 members on B. We might see a re-rotate.
Yeah, and as the clock ticks down to a minute here, you saw Mississippi State take a lot of presence in mid early. I think anyone was going to be peeking out of heart. Didn't find anything there. Rotates around to B, invests a little bit of utility. We see the Astra Star being used as well. A little bit of fade utility from either team, both teams, excuse me. Mika-chan playing up close, not afraid of anything. Going to be utilizing a little utility as well. Just trying to check their corners. You don't want to face check corners. This isn't League of Legends. We're not face checking bushes or anything like that. But all of this utility being used, only 23 seconds left in the round, and A is the final spot for Mississippi State. You were correct in the re-rotate. Spike has gone down. Couldn't quite get the Killjoy turret broken. Dubes is able to find one for Waffles. Invested in the Sheriff on the pistol. Able to find 2, but the Ghost from Rain is good for 3. Able to make enough noise for Mika-chan to clean up that last defender. So not as clean of a pistol here as we saw in round 1, map 1, but either way, Mississippi State starting on the attack side, starting with a round win.
Even though it wasn't as clean as we've seen previously, MSU Esports took a trip to Trade City. We saw so many trades on MSU Esports side, making sure that no player went down without a cause. I do want to add as well before this round starts, the main reason why I think MSU Esports won that round is Mika-chan. Mika-chan sent out that stun onto B as MSU Esports was leaving, and it forced that Teo to put his salvo down. Now, you know, there's two sides to using stall Yuzo, right? It does stall out the push if the push is there, but if you are faking and they are using stall util, it furthermore cements the idea that it's a true push. Because why would they push if I'm using stall util, right? If they've got nobody there, they don't know, because they wouldn't push it anyways because of the molly. Anyway, yapping over. UT Chattanooga getting some nice picks onto their save round, so we might see some salvage there. UT Chattanooga, all three members are leaning towards A site after giving it up, and MSU Esports is walking into a wasteland of the site.
Yeah, able to get Spike down for free, and as you can see from the map, UT Chat says, oh shoot, we are in the wrong zip code for this one. You know, they are on the bonus. They picked up the judge off of Mika-chan. We see the sheriff from King Bao. We'll have to see how much of an attempt they make into this. Knowing that they're going to have the money for rifles. We do see the Astra Star invested, but what a timing from Rain. The Outlaw takes down one. Papa Thui's playing close with that Spectre, however, trying to play a little bit of a body block, trying to be the defender, but Field coming through. One, but sticking the
he got it.
Through the Astra Star, able to clutch it out. Evens things up at one apiece here. Yes, Rain got the kill, but it was just moments too late. The Astra Star able to provide enough cover. The sprays from three different Mississippi State players not able to find their mark. UT Chat able to get a defensive round win here off of the save round. So now they'll have the full investment going into round 3.
Yeah, when playing for spam and playing out that like MSU Esports is leaning towards tonight, an unfortunate part is if you don't have spam guns, the spam sometimes doesn't ring true. I know for a fact that they had an Outlaw and then a Guardian. I don't know what the other weapon was. And Mika-chan with the point blank stun and the 2K and then some 2K and change. Bunga finding the trade from Waffles. An insane play from Mika-chan. That just
they just fell right into what Mika-chan was trying to do there, repeatedly shoulder peeking and checking that corner. Saw one and then peeked into it again. Drops that stun, knows that you're getting the 3-shot off. Close range with that Bucky. Even if you're hit with that KJ turret, it's only going to do a little bit of chip damage and a little movement penalty. So able to get the 1-shot kill on the first, swings the corner on the second, gets a follow-up as well. Does trade their life out, but again, like you said, Bunga's able there, immediately trading back, keeping the main advantage. Spike goes down. Astra Stars galore. You're going to get that when there's one on either team alive in a post-plant situation. And now, for Mississippi State, you're able to get off site for free, but how far away do you want to go with all of these other stars still being used? Papa Tui able to win the duel onto Dudes, but can't get the second onto Jalen. They've been known to stick it, does come off, but doesn't get it to half.
No.
Rain only had the Outlaw in hand and bites on the second tap, and King Bao plays it nicely there. Vandal in hand, able to get the 2 kills needed, and UT Chat finds their first lead of the night.
Yeah, King Bao with the with the air horn, celebrating a, you know, an accomplishment, like you said. Yeah, first time that UT Chattanooga has been up on the rounds. It's kind of crazy to say. UT Chattanooga, for their sake, hopefully will continue this momentum. But as I say this, it looks like they're going to have a rough time with this buy round. 1 Vandal, 1 Stinger, and then the rest pistols. And then MSU Esports has an absolute splurge buy. But UT Chattanooga
2 kills off the top though.
Yeah, and picks up the guns, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it does get the weapon out of it. King Bao still holding on to the Vandal from round 2. Mississippi State, Mikachan's known to run up close. Waffles, you see, holding formerly Mikachan's Odin. Mikachan known to run up close and do those shoulder peeks. Got a little overzealous there, not expecting 3, and is outgunned with the pistol. All-Star does as well. Rain too far away to teleport away there, making a little bit of noise, forcing the Astra Star from UT Chat. Fade investing a little bit of utility as well as more Astra Stars are popping across this A site. With the investment here at 35 seconds, the rotation is coming through from everyone but the Astra from UT Chattanooga. Kingow splits through the smoke, is able to get one, but Waffles smartly playing behind this wall, knowing they have the penetration there. Slip close enough to grab the Vandal, doesn't get the kill onto Bunga, however. Great placement from Jalen to save Bunga's life here. But now Bunga on an island by themselves, down to 8 HP, having to play their own life. Jalen's playing a little farther, trying to drop those stars and prevent the recapture here. And the crosshair placement from Jalen. And Bunga is in the right place. Waffles thinking that they were cleared out after spamming the corners, but that is not the case. Mississippi State evens it back up at 2 rounds apiece. Is able to keep 2 rifles for their troubles.
Talk about trusting your teammate there, right? Bunga put the plant down, and Jalen is just watching him very, very closely. I mean, as we saw on the perspective on the spectate, it got very, very close. I didn't even know if Bunga was going to go down to UT Chattanooga's Yoryu, but Jalen's got him. They were a dynamic duo playing against a 2v3 post plant position, and yeah, I can't ask for anything better. That was a great round.
Mikachan using that movement tech, able to sauce up King Bao, who's playing up lane on B. On an island by themselves, and does go down. The Astro Ball coming through and utilizing the ultimate as well. Multiple kills coming through from UT Chat, led by 3 from Papa Tui. Spike had gone down, but Sight is now fully UT Chat. Looks like Jalen's just going to play first. Let the Spike be defused. Maybe play for any aggressive antics here. But going to be holding on to that one Vandal into round 6 as UT Chat not satisfied with the tie, going back up 3-2.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, but did we see 4 ults from MSU Esports invested? Wait, no. Was it 4 ults?
It may have been, yeah, because I believe Rain did invest the Tour de Force.
Yeah, we saw 4 ults. I'm pretty sure. Off of the side of MSU Esports. No, just 3. Sorry. Jalen didn't use his ult, but still, quite a lot of investment. You hate to see it. Investing many ults, forcing something out, and still, unfortunately, not getting it. But it's okay. MSU Esports doesn't have as good of a map control as I would like to see. I mean, they're just huddled up in mid. Mikachan trying to take some space. And it's just hopping around, and their team is not there to follow up and trade him.
Took the space, found out where the defenders were, but the follow-up not there for being swung on. So Mississippi State find themselves in a bit of a weird situation. They 5-stacked out mid and had mid control, but now losing Mikachan, Spike is kind of separated, is able to cross back over into mid, but now they're Rain slowly making their way through Art, but not a lot else going. You see Jalen is holding down that B lane, but Mississippi State's got to find a way. A lot of decisions to be made here. You don't know if that A site is clear, but with all this noise being made and only 30 seconds left, it looks like Spike may be rotating back, trying to get to B.
Yeah.
And it looks like that is the call. UT Chat doesn't know what's going on. You see 2 players out spawn here. Only 12 seconds left. Papa Tui sat here the entire time. Bunga running straight for the plant. And Papa Tui's good for 2 more and a third through the wall. 4 on the round. Rain is the last alive. He's going to get one kill for his troubles and does go down to the Bulldog from Waffles. So yet again, UT Chattanooga plays it slow and lets Mississippi State seemingly play themselves out of a round there.
Yeah, it is. It looks like it's going to be a pistol round upcoming for MSU Esports, and then after this round, we're pretty much guaranteed to see a Bo timeout. I'm sure Bo has a couple of things to say to MSU Esports to try and place them more effectively. But we're making pretty careless mistakes, like not checking backside. Papatui able to get 4 on that round. He's an aimer. That guy is really, really good with the rifle. I've got to give him credit for that.
We're not able to get around the corner for that nano swarm, so not able to do any chip damage. Still effective in stalling out this Mississippi State aggression. Bree not able to tag anyone with the drone, but the information is still gathered. As Mississippi State, yet again, they made their way down mid. They made it through this doors area into the B link, but not quite able to make anything else off of it. We do see Dubes has made his way all the way down B main. Maybe trying to split 2 different sides here. Going to be investing that crab. Going to be clearing out screens and back hall on that B site this time, knowing that it is clear. Mikachan walking their way up. Going to be able to get a little bit closer here. Bunga yet again trying to just make it to that front box area for ulting. The plant does come in. It's going to be taken down by the utility. We do see the ult and utility dump from UT Chattanooga as well. Rain trying his best to duel, is helped out from the bandit. Pistol from Dudes. Good for 1. Let's all of the utility out. And on the pistol, Mississippi State able to claw back up and grab the Odin for their trouble. That saves a little bit of an investment. Mississippi State not letting the lead get any farther out of hand. And off of the pistols are able to claw back around.
Yeah, I honestly was pretty confident in seeing a bow timeout there after the pistol round, but maybe he didn't cue it until the round was over, and maybe he saw something he liked and didn't want to stop the momentum that they could be building. Really good fade eye coming on green. He's forced to just shoot and hope for the best. King Bao finds a nice 1-tap. And Papatui is just pushing up as the Astra player and finds 2 of his own. Basically just won the round there. That is insane. But he actually leaves Spike.
Safe to say Papatui is definitely feeling themselves right now. You don't really see your lone smokes agent pushing up as the anchor on a site, but is able to find the kills, had Spike control, but as you commented, did just leave Spike. Now, if you're Mississippi State, Mikachan and Dubes here, to see what they plan on trying to attempt. Looks like it is a very slow process to see if a Spike retrieval is possible, but only 35 seconds left in the round.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're MSU Esports, there's unfortunately not much you can do in a 2v5 situation. It looks like I'm not going to be, eating my words today. It looks like they're going to be saving. And because of the current economical situation for, UT Chattanooga, it looks like they're going to be playing pretty passively as well. If we hold tab just for a second, they've got a pretty broken buy round too. It pretty much was just Papatui with one of those hero vandals, absolutely securing the round for the team. That was UT Chattanooga really needed that round.
Needed it and got it. Back to a 2-round lead. UT Chattanooga up 5-3 on Mississippi State here in Map 2. 13-5 was your final scoreline from Map 1 on Abyss, but this is a different UT Chat team here in Map 2 on Pearl.
Yeah, I really have to give them credit the first map a lot of the times will determine the mood of the rest of the set. But UT Chattanooga knew that they had stronger maps in their pocket, and shakes it off and is putting up a fight against MSU Esports. As just strictly a commentator and a enjoyer of Valorant, this is something I want to see. I almost never want to see a stomp. As much as MSU Esports would win in a stomp scenario, I mean, is it really that fun to see something like that? No. I saw Teo pull out his ult. Gree pulled out his ult. We might see it utilized. It's an incredible ult, especially given the geometry of the map. Picks going out left and right. Rain with a pick of his own, and Waffles lobbing that C's across the site. Really getting a little slower, but King Bao in a really good position for his team, holding B elbow. That's another thing that they don't have to worry about during the retake.
Spike was able to be planted before Bunga goes down. So in the 3v3 here, Rain down to 1 HP, does have the tour de force. Able to find the kill. Jalen playing close, finds another, and just like that, it's a 3v1. First flip does take down Jalen, but Dubes with the follow-up there. A kill apiece in the last 3 players for Mississippi State there, bringing it to a 5-4 scoreline. We saw that tour de force invested. A couple of ultimates were hovered for UT Chat, but not invested. Igachan getting the stun and then just pulling out the shorty, wanting to make sure that Papatui was not going to be a factor in that late in that round.
I like that you call the bond Papatui. Yeah, if we just hold tab really quick, the just scoreboard checking real quick. Papatui 10-6, Waffles 8-7. King Bao 5-7, Slip 5-7, and then Guri 4-6. So, leading in kills, and also we believe he is the team captain. So, honestly, good on him. I don't know why I'm not just commenting the round itself. We've seen Guri for quite a few times pull out his util in the open and get caught for it, and that just keeps happening for him. Unfortunate.
Yeah, kills coming through by way of Mississippi State. The kind of classic Mississippi State aggression their way onto A site there. Kills all go their way, sitting on a flawless as of right now. King Bao, decision has been made to try to save this Vandal into next, sitting in this little A connector here. I have to see if that Vandal was able to be held out. The Sharks are in the water for Mississippi State. They may just not know how close they are. At this point in the round, especially in a post-plant situation, you don't want to give up any guns for free. So slow check your corners and peek. Right as the round ends, King Bao able to find the headshot onto Dubes. You know, Dubes is a little frustrated at that. But overall, only losing 1 gun in bringing the series back, or at least the map back even at 5 rounds apiece here. Only 2 left in the first half of map 2.
In all honesty, I'm not that mad about Dubes taking that aggression towards the end, because in all fairness, MSU Esports does have the economy to let 1 gun go by, and God forbid Papatui get a Vandal on another save round and find 2 of his own. He does not have that Vandal. It still stays in the hands of King Bao, who's at a kill death of 6 and 7. I'm not saying it, but Bunga with an early pick of his own and finds 2.
Yeah, Bunga really showing up in this round. I think it's interesting that King Bao is holding on to that Vandal and not handing it off to, you always want to like feed the carry, so to speak, but holding on to it themselves. Papatui holding on to just the shorty tucked into that corner. Excuse me, sitting on the back of B site by themselves, but it looks like the rotation is going to be coming through from Mississippi State towards that B site. Goru is there, able to teleport over in time, so the Vandal will be on this B site, the lone rifle for UT Chattanooga. Sitting in the heaven position. We'll have to see what Mississippi State's able to do about it. The Astra Star going to stop it and planting close on this box without clearing out backside yet again. Here's going to be one for Papa Tui. The timing is not with him, and Bunga's good for 3 so far on the round. Gonna be swinging.
Bunga, let's see that ace.
Stacking up on the swing. Bunga's good for King Bao. That's the one rifle. The stun is there. Mika-chan, no! Wait for it, but runs out of ammunition. They wanted to give it to him, but the lack of reload earlier comes back to bite him. And you saw the panic set in there. Oh, shoot, that's a Bucky, and I'm staring down the barrel of it. But when all is said and done, last round of the half upcoming. It's a 6-5 score line for Mississippi State here, their last round on attack of the first half.
Yeah, if I'm the coach Bo, I am honestly happy that I didn't take a timeout. Looks like MSU Sports took it back and figured out the attack half just in time. If they could get 7-5 on the round, that would be huge. But they've gotten their amount of rounds, showing some really early aggression, and somehow Waffles gets away with his life after showing some really heavy aggression.
Lots of utility dumped into that as well. Only 1 kill for either team. But for Mississippi State, still sitting on 3 ultimates. 3 did have an ultimate for UT Chattanooga, but still sitting on 2 are the defenders. Now in a very aggressive position up B here, but Mississippi State seems to have stalled out, hovering around mid, wanting to make sure they have that mid control. But Rain giving up the B position, wanted to give up the operator just in case. Gonna be rifles in the hands of the 4 remaining members for Mississippi State.
Yeah, we seem to be in sort of a stalemate right now, as the space that King Bao has taken, Caster's curse, I guess, but
30 seconds left.
yeah, finds 1 and that's it. So the rest of UT Chattanooga is going to rotate A, install this push. That KJ Mully does get shot. So
yeah, wasn't able to pop it before it getting shot down. Here come the ultimates. Dubes is able to invest 1. That secures the plant of the fight. Rain also able to make it out as well. Dubes playing close on sight is good for 1 onto Waffles. Slip has made it onto side as well. The Astral Wall. Gonna see 2 come through. So now it is dealer's choice. King Bao, last one alive. And now Dubes pulls out the shorty, but goes down for it. And now King Bao wanting to just catch their breath a second, try to do a little reconnaissance of their own, not finding anything behind them. Jalen has the HP advantage and has creeped all the way around, is able to find the kill, and Mississippi State, after going down early, able to bring it back to a 6-5 scoreline. They're ahead at the half in the best of 3.
yeah, really sorry, it's still hard to get over that round. The double astral definitely allows for some really interesting gameplay. The dimensional drift, I mean, in a double astral ult scenario, even a dimensional drift cannot clear everything that a Yora ult can. And yeah, it was actual pandemonium. I can't wait to replay that round after and see what the heck happened. But really proud of MSU Esports for taking it back. It looked a little dire at the beginning. They went 4-2. UT Chattanooga did, and then MSU Esports responds with 4 consecutive rounds on their own. So UT Chattanooga finding some early aggression, and Rain does not TP away in time. It gets really aggressive and had a chance to get out, but didn't take it.
Yeah, Rain wanted to take the duels, not able to find the shots needed.
Whoa.
Now, with multiple players flooding out onto site, Mika-chan with the drive-by on the Classic. Also knows that King Bao is here. The long-range Classic as well, the long-range right-click, is able to take down King Bao. And now, with sight control, spike control, Mississippi State also has the man advantage, 3-1 here. It's all up the flip. Bunga, 20 HP, but able to find the kill. 3 players staying alive on the pistol here for Mississippi State, denying that spike plant as well, denying those credits for UT Chattanooga.
This is a right-click city over here. It never ceases to amaze me. The luck that Mika-chan's right clicks have. The first pick that he got was just skill. Honestly, he right clicked close enough to basically guarantee a hit with that. But the rest, I mean, that right click into elbow just finds another headshot, similar to what he did on Abyss with that long range right click we saw as well. 3 players on the side of UT Chattanooga walking up into A, and the rotate came over pretty fast for MSU Esports, not wanting to give up any excess weaponry. Bunga looks like to be clearing this space out with his dog effectively, finds one. And Rain is signaling to his team. Hopefully he TPs out in time, doesn't get caught, but he could. He does not find one. Repeaks it, finds one though.
Flick.
What a flick. That was nice.
Rain does find one on the way out, still healthy as well. Reloads the Outlaw. That's 2 more shots in the double barrel there. Now, Mississippi State, they beat the rotation, and now Spike has made their way back around to mid. They were able to stall out UT Chattanooga twice so far. They stalled them out on A without much resistance, and then on B, they get the kill and stall out the push there.
30 seconds
now the
left.
4-man march down into Art. Bunga sees him. Thought about sticking around for the fight. Was a little late on that retreat there. Is able to make it out with their life. Now the utility coming through as well. King Bao trying to act like a clone, I believe, there. The judge comes through for Mika-chan. That's 2 more before going down. Not able to get the classic out in time. So 9-5. Mississippi State stretching the lead out a little bit here. Some free weapon upgrades on those shotguns and sheriffs. We'll have to see if they decide to invest in those rifles or carry over the bonus 1 more.
Yeah, it's pretty expected to win the buy round for MSU Esports. We actually didn't see it the first half, as we saw some really good picks off of the side of UT Chattanooga, and it allowed them to continue or create some momentum from an unlikely round to win. As we go into this next round, though, UT Chattanooga has 5 rifles, and MSU Esports has a very broken buy. So if they're able to get some effective kills and find some value with basically scraps, really, really good on them. But
Mika-chan is sneaking up, walked up through sight, has
kidding.
all alone, stuck in the animation for the crab. That's a free upgrade from Judge to Vandal there. And off that, it looks like UT Chat is just calling the W keys to get out on the site, get the spike down, as they mostly even numbers so far. Papatu is able to take down Doobs, who was trying to hide down in the pit. Spike is going down as well.
Planted.
Rain is replaced here. This back corner site. This is where the upgraded weaponry may prove to be more effective for UT Chattanooga. But as I say that, and then don't even get it out, the rifles coming through there. Mississippi State had even got 3 players a piece, but the Spectre just not doing the damage of those Vandals. So the round does go the way of UT Chattanooga. They bring it back to within 6, but not without losing 3 members for it.
Right. So I mean, talking about that is like, I can't really complain about that kind of bonus. MSU Esports, even though they lost, they still took 3 weapons off of the side of UT Chattanooga and denies the momentum build and the economy build. One player, Gree, who we saw got caught with his util out again. That's a reoccurring theme we see going on. Actually has an Ares now, so that is nice. And then Rain actually gets a body shot with that Outlaw, bringing King Bao the entry of the team to 10 HP. That is not good.
But off this Astro Wall, they're going to be able to get Spike planted for free. Mississippi State not choosing to take any ones. or just walk through it. Gonna be waiting for it to fall, setting up some stars. Maybe get them off of it. Megatron on the spray, able to take down King Bao. That was the player that was low, able to take down the Nano Swarm that had been planted as well. Now, off the Astra Star here, Dubes with the top shots, was trying to prevent anyone from spamming out a would-be diffuser. Rain's good for one. Now the full team is swinging. Multiple kills coming through for each team, but when all is said and done, the numbers for Mississippi State ring true, and still had over 2.5 seconds left. There was never any doubt. That's 10 rounds for Mississippi State here.
Yeah, and just to call back on it again, I'm really surprised we haven't seen a timeout for UT Chattanooga. I remember Bo talking to me about the psychology behind timeouts, and a lot of the time teams that I don't believe that UT Chattanooga had a designated coach when I was looking at the lobby. I might be wrong. You might correct me there, but usually if a team does not have a designated coach, they will just continue to play the rounds, because timeouts are meant for outside perspectives, and if they don't have that kind of outside perspective, then timeout kind of is just beneficial for MSU if they do have a coach. Megatron super aggressive, finds a third on the round, and Bunga finds some aggression of his own. It's a little bit of a mix-up, but finds Slip, and then Megatron with the 4K with the Odin brings it to 6-11. Sorry, as the color caster, kind of just took over your round a little bit.
Well, as quick as that round was, I don't blame you. Megatron got a little aggressive there, got one, was able to bust some utility, jumped up onto the box, and the Astra, Papatui, just kind of hanging out in mid, not really, not as tucked as he probably was thinking he may have been, but is able to get called out and then off a little bit of utility. Megatron swings and finds a third as well. And then Bunga cleans up with one of his own. But Ult Orb taken as well. Megatron has been suppressed for the moment, but ult galore. Thumb on line, one being used, that Teo ult from the attacking team, trying to clear out some space just to get to A main, not even to get out onto site yet. But Megatron does have the finger lasers. If, the Odin's not enough, why not? But Mississippi State on this defensive side, Rain still holding on to the Outlaw, walking up B. And if that wasn't a big enough indicator, all of the utility should be that it's going to be A. And kills coming through again for Megatron. Papatui takes no dudes who've been playing close and able to find the kill on Megatron that opens up the site for the moment. Bunga caught between a rock and a hard place there, able to get one, and it's just Rain left on the Outlaw. Guy swings in, and one shot from Bao. Okay. Cool it off a little bit there, bud.
All right.
Well, one tap heavy.
You cannot be serious. Are we BMing when you're 4 rounds down? I mean, maybe it's just to keep the energy up. You gotta respect it, but honestly, there were some things that I wanted to see a little bit different. Honestly, I was surprised that Will Dubes didn't use his Armageddon. I believe that's what the tail ult is called. Would have absolutely shut down the round. There was a lot of contact, a lot of spraying in that A main site, and that tail ult is the perfect width to shut down UT Chattanooga. If you aim it from the back to the front, from the back of from A main to the front of A main, honestly probably would have won the round there. I know I'm making a lot of bold assumptions, but
Zealous again. Let's get taken down, creeping up B main. Papatui trying to settle that down, and on that kill, all it was a race to B site. Got there first. Realizes the ult can try it as well. Mississippi State still holding on to 3, but not using it yet. And the Judge close range takes down Megatron. One less ult on the table, but Bunga finds Waffle. Dubes tries to creep around on the flank and goes down as well. Papatui taking a little bit of a different role, just kind of being that anchor on watching his teammates flank all the way around, just capitalizing on aggression. But Jalen takes down Bao. 3 members to 2 here. They fade over. Jalen not clearing back sight. Goes down. It's Bunga versus the world. The 1v3 as Spike continues to tick down. This situation again, checking out Sight Papatui on the head shot angle. Is able to get 3 on the round and is not on sight for any of them. Lets Mississippi State walk into his crosshairs and is able to take them down.
And there we go. That's the first timeout in the entire set from your coach, excuse me, Bo. A little bit about Bo, ladies and gentlemen. Bo graduated from Mississippi State University in 2024, of spring of 2024, and has been supporting the program from the back line ever since. And we really do appreciate it. Bo, very mechanical person. Cerebral. That's the word. He watches a lot of competitive play. His brain is constantly thinking, and that's the perfect role to be in for the coach. He sits in the back seat. He's able to, see exactly what's happening in the round that sometimes it's hard to see as a player. Sometimes it's hard to see the big picture when you're actually playing the game. But I have no doubt that Bo is going to be calling a set play for this round. We've got 3 ults online, so we could see a very, very effective round here. Maybe some ult splurging. We've got that tail ult, which is great not only for retakes but also stall potential, and that fatal ult, which just blinds, deafens, and makes you low HP. So yeah.
Rain also investing the Tour de Force. Has crept up A main. Sitting behind this Bach has hid from all of the utility. They shouldn't know he's here yet.
Yeah.
UT Chat's fade continuing to dump utility as the the presence was all in mid. Migachan taking a lot of damage just off the wall spam, but still holding the angle. A little bit of spam was all they wanted. They're going to be backing out now over towards B. Right now it is just Jalen and a few stars to hold down the entire site. Silence on
Jalen
A
hears
and
it.
mid may let them know that it is coming to the B site. Here is the utility as well. Jalen is decayed, but able to escape back out of harm's way for the moment. And here are all of the ults. The Armageddon, the Fade ult as well. Mikachan's not able to find anything.
Nice.
Jumping back and forth, but backside has been cleared. That's some weapon upgrades as well. Spike still hasn't gone down here. Backside is where it's going to be.
They haven't planted yet.
Chains from Bunga. And with 10 seconds left, they've got to get this Spike down. Rain still holding on to the Tour de Force. They're going to let the Killjoy ultimate pop and just play a clean retake. But someone's going to have to play close here. They may have 1 Nano Swarm on it, and it looks like Slip's going to be the one to play close.
If they get Rain...
being alive, the Astra Stars are in play. Papatui ever conscious of a potential lurk from the defenders.
If they get Rain on this op angle, it's going to be shut down. Get the pull off. Whiffs the first Tour de Force shot, but jumps up on the angle, is watching his teammate. Unfortunately, misses another shot off of the Tour de Force, but is holding his teammate and gets the pick off of Papatui in a very convincing, thrifty round for the defense.
Yeah, it took a couple of ultimates there to get it done, but it was able to bring it to a match point. And I think that may have been some unplanned conditioning where I don't think Papatui wanted to believe that both remaining defenders were in the same spot. You saw, constantly checking the flank and then ultimately runs all the way back around at that headshot angle. But with them being so far back and not having the clear shot at where the diffuser was going to be, just ran out of time and just had to run through the open to try to contest that diffuse, and ultimately not able to make it happen. It brings us to map point and match point here. Making their way through Art, split play to A. Mississippi State's going to give it up all the way. No ultimates by way of UT Chattanooga to play with yet. A couple of kills could change that, however. Mississippi State still has 2 to play with. They've got Mika-chan's Finger, Lasers, and then Astral's Wall. It can be a game changer. We see the wall invested. Now everyone's going to have to play on site and play around. The Nanoswarm has been popped early, so you're not able to get on the spike yet. But now, here they come. You have the Astral Stars. They're going to have to start swinging through the wall. Mika-chan decides to stick it to half.
What are we doing?
Knife not going through. Dubes is good for 3 and playing through, playing their life. A 4th and a 5th. It's an ace from Dubes, playing around his teammates. He said, get on the spike, and I will put you in the backpack. The former president, the captain, the senior. Dubes with the ace to put a cap on this matchup. What more could you want? This is NECC Div 3, baby. These were 2 teams in a 3-way tie for first place in the division. Mississippi State needed a win to confirm a playoff spot. And not only did they, but they got the win. They beat UT Chattanooga, and they are now in the driver's seat heading into playoffs.
Yeah, can you really ask for anything more? Didn't go to a 3rd round, and MSU Esports locks it down. We saw a really, really strong start on the Abyss half, and although a little bit shaky at first, MSU Esports does swing it around in their favor on Pearl. UT Chattanooga, GG's, honestly, had some pretty good ideas when it came to Pearl. Got their ideas in check. And honestly, I've really got to give it to Papatui. He actually led in terms of combat score for the lobby at 259, even though Mika-chan actually heads him over in terms of kills by 4. Mika-chan with 8 first bloods. Actually, absolutely insane. Dubes with 2 of his own. And honestly, there isn't anybody that gets even close. We had Gree, who was their Tejo player, got 3 first bloods. You usually don't see that kind of stuff from the initiator. But yeah, it was an incredible game. GG's to UT Chattanooga again. Absolutely amazing game. I am pretty convinced that MSU Esports is going to want a interview. So just sit back really quick. You're going to hear it from the players themselves. So we're going to go to a really quick intermission. But when we get back, we will have an interview with the winning players.
Welcome back. Got a little post-match interview. Once again, I'm Dancing Buffalo here with Artemis. Joining us here post-victory, we've got Bunga and Dubes. And I just got to ask off the top: have y'all caught y'all's breath after that last round? Is everyone have we gathered ourselves?
No, that
The
was
adrenaline is
chaotic.
still
That
there.
was just chaotic.
All right,
Well,
well,
yeah, I mean,
Ben,
after
go ahead
that
and get us
last
started here.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. After that last round, I can't blame you for not coming down off of that high yet. But I do have a question for you, Will, the captain of MSU Esports, Valorant Maroon team. Uh, when do you normally use Teo ult and what scenario? Because honestly, as a Teo main myself, there were some moments where I was screaming at you to use your ult, and there were some scenarios that I might not have known the true intention on when you were going to use the ult. But I remember there was a time when like UT Chattanooga had like three members in A main, and honestly, I was hoping to see that ult. So when do you normally like to use that tail ult?
Yeah, I mean, on defense half, our team is built on good retakes. That's a big part of our game, and so I'm looking to use the ult mostly on the retake. It's a 9 ult point ult, so if I'm going to use it, I need to be at 100% confident that my team's going to get value off of it, whether that's through a displacement or a direct kill. In this case, a lot of the times I was using the ult on defense half was in those retake like scenarios. On attack, more so looking to isolate individual picks, potentially play post plant things like that. I mean, in general, it's very situational. But the number one thing I'm looking for is can my team get guaranteed value off of the ult because I'm only going to get it once or twice per half, twice if I'm fragging. So it's a very big game round changing ult. Sometimes I'm also going to wait to use it in pivotal rounds, such as a round where both teams have about 4,200 credits going into the round. So both teams are full buying, and both teams, like whoever loses that round, is going to be broke in the
Mm-hmm.
following round. That's a big round that I might save the ult for specifically. Because some of those pivotal rounds can be much more important than just 1 point at the top of the screen.
Well said, well said. Yeah. I remember Teo ult. It used to not be 9 ult points, right?
I think it was maybe 8 before.
I think it was 8, or maybe if I don't know if it went down to 7, but it definitely got nerfed for a reason there because Teo ult is absolutely insane. I'll send it to Bailey for the next question.
Yeah, I got a question for Bunga, aka Bryce. My question for you is you're the lone like new member of this team this semester. With four returners coming off of a finals run in this this semester, I just want to know like how has that process been stepping in as a new player in a roster of returners that made a finals run just a semester ago?
Yeah, yeah, so it definitely was a like an adaptation into it because they already played such an aggressive play style that I'm ever used to playing in Valorant ever. Because I'm an initiator main or a controller main, so I'm usually slower. I'm usually not in the fight too much. I'm usually just tossing util. But I think my addition into the team has helped us create a different play style the way we play. And so it I think we're all adapting to this new play style at the same time too. And so it's been really fun to be able to play this faster play style. Like having Mika-chan always running in with an Odin in front of me, like I'm consistently trading him. I'm consistently trading Will, who's always Yoru TPing backside or something. So it's been very fun to do all of this. So I'm glad we're winning as hard as we are right now. And we're still adapting, we're still getting better. But no, it's been very, very fun.
Yeah.
Well, it looks
And
seamless. I just want to say you look like you have integrated well, and it is definitely showing on the scoreboard and on the match results.
Thanks. Yeah. I mean, I a lot of it comes from the amazing comms that we have in game too. I mean, shout out to Rain. He's been macroing a lot more recently, and it's been so easy to just have to just listening to what these guys are saying, these amazing ideas they're throwing up, and it makes it so much easier to play my own game with the team. And so, I mean, shout out to everybody. They have amazing comms. So
Yeah, well said, well said. And not to double down or anything, but I do have another question for you, Bryce. The back to back. I do have a question for you. Um, how do you make your util effective, especially on Sova, like on Sova defense? How do you make your util effective, and when does it normally go out during the round on defense?
Right. So, for example, Abyss today, what we try to do a lot of is using my util to get somebody somewhere, or like my scan util, especially like if I'm playing Initiator, it's always a scan agent. So it's always trying to get like Mika-chan or Will or anybody onto an angle to help them fight. And so on defense, it's usually during aggressive parts, like if we want to take a main fast. Okay, I'm gonna throw a dart. You can swing off of it. I'm gonna be late, but I'm gonna be there with you or pretty much anything like that. Like if we want to do a heavy mid push, okay, I'm gonna dart, you guys spray. Like it's all about getting people onto angles, trying to get unexpected timings on the for the from the enemy teams.
Gotcha,
And
gotcha.
even
Yep.
on attack too, it's kind of the same. It's kind of the same thing, but we play heavy like post plants. Like our util is amazing for post, so a lot of that util is used for getting onto site, and then everything else is just post plant util pretty much. So
Yeah, and honestly, just this is a question for both of y'all. Um, going off off script a little bit, but I just have to ask, what was your reaction when you saw the Abyss team comp for UT Chattanooga? Because I was absolutely appalled at it. And it was clear that y'all were able to adapt against it pretty effectively. So what was y'all's first impression on that team comp
Yeah.
as a
well,
bonus question?
Believe it or not, we had a 5 for 5 prediction on that, so we knew exactly what they were going to
Oh,
run going into that.
wow.
We do our homework on our opponents. This is a map we knew they weren't comfortable on. We also know they weren't comfortable on Corrode. So we forced their hand. We forced them to either ban one of those two maps, and we were going to pick the other. They chose to ban Corrode, so we took Abyss right into them. A map they've only played once in the calendar year of 2026. So we were ready for it. We were very prepared.
Well said, well said.
Well,
Sending
I've
it
got
over
one
to
more.
Bailey,
I'm
yeah,
about to say
for
I'm
the
gonna
last
get one more,
question.
and we'll all get out of here. I know y'all are all students. Y'all have plenty of studying to do, right? Right? Right?
Yep.
it is
Yeah.
But
midterm week.
Dubes, on the way out, I just have to ask, as the captain, I'm asking you as a player and you as a captain, as a representative of the team. With this win, if I'm not mistaken, you are guaranteed playoffs here. If not, you are, yeah, clinch the number 3 at minimum with a win tonight. And after coming off, like I said earlier, you had the finals run last year. You've already beaten the Eagles this semester, the team that took you out and gave you second place last year. How are you as a player and you the team feeling at this point in the season, looking forward towards playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, as an individual, as a player, I'm just excited to get back into it, man. Playoff Valorant is so fun. It's intense. There's just a
High
lot
stakes.
going on during those times. And then, as a team, look, I'm just so incredibly proud of these guys. We've got, a total of like 7, 8, 9 people who have been so committed to the cause from the fall semester through now. Obviously, of course, we had to replace one player, and Bryce has stepped in and done an unbelievable job for us. He's been absolutely outstanding. He's really elevated our game. So I'm really proud of him. The ability to adapt. Rain has taken a little bit of a different role with us this semester. Things, he's had to adapt, and not only has he done that for us, but he's done it very well, and he's used that new role to elevate our game as well. And Jalen has just been so flexible for us as well, and Mika Chan does what he does. I'm just we've got a great coach, we've got a great sub, we've got guys who are committed to the cause and have been for since around September of 2025. So as a team perspective, we were so unbelievably excited to get the win over Eagles on Monday. A little bit of revenge from last semester in Division 4, but now we're Division 3. We're basically with the big dogs at this point. So to make the playoffs means a lot to us. And now, we've got one more match to play against Missouri S&T. Um, so that's going to be an exciting one, but we're really looking forward to playoffs and seeing what we can accomplish, at the end of this semester here to close out the academic year. So just a lot of excitement, but the job is nowhere near done yet. and we're going to continue to be committed to this job and see if we can bring a championship back to Mississippi State.
You heard it
Absolutely.
here first. Dubes is excited and ready to play. And excited Dubes is a Dubes that we love to watch and commentate over.
Yeah, and with that being said, I also want to add it's really fitting that the Bulldogs are playing with the big dogs. Like Will said, it is very fitting. And maybe based on how the season goes, we might see a double promotion within the semester, and I'd be over the moon if I saw that. Especially as your last semester here at MSU Esports, because Will is going to be focusing on his academics in grad school. But I've been Artemis. My co-caster has been Bailey, Dancing Buffalo. We had some amazing staff on this stream. So again, I want to thank Buntley, also known as Towery in the real world. I want to thank Nietzsche, Nathan, and I also want to thank my stream director Jacob Fjord Engine for putting on this broadcast. It is really special to be able to take the opportunity to put players on a pedestal and show off their efforts, because they put a lot of time and effort into these matches. So thank you again for putting on an absolute clinic of a match, Bryce, Will, and the rest of your team. And I cannot wait to see you guys go further. Next match is in 10 days. So maybe we'll be able to get a stream for it again. So yeah, I've been Artemis, Benjamin, and then Bailey has been my co-caster. We will see y'all later. Take it easy, everybody.